McDonald's. I'm loving it, not just you. Well, we all do. Find out the fascinating history of McDonald's and how it became the world's largest food faith chain. Its business history will show you everything there is to know about the famous hamburger restaurant. It's nearly impossible to find someone who hasn't enjoyed the successful brand story, yummy burgers, french fries, and milkshakes. Now what if I tell you that McDonald's history started from a barbecue stand, originally a startup from two enthusiastic brothers who vowed that they would become billionaires before entering their 50s? The McDonald's restaurants you see today are completely different from the old McDonald's of the past. For one, it wasn't until 1963 that McDonald's had a dine-in concept. Yes, it is true, customers had to wait outside for the burgers, so they would wait outside the McDonald's restaurants for unknown hours, and more than often customers would walk away or get wrong orders, even if the McDonald's brothers were ripped off by the fraud, which is a historic event of the McDonald's brand. So, with the top business insights, let's jump into unrevealed secrets behind the attractive golden arches. Stay tuned till last and end your curiosity. Did you know that McDonald's is not a fast food business? Now, obviously, there were, serving a variety of burgers, fries, and yummy milkshakes. But the reality is, McDonald's is a real estate business disguised itself as a restaurant business, and entitled as the second largest restaurant chain in the world. The famous name, McDonald's, sounds like an Irish phrase, which is composed of two words, MC, Mac, which means son, and Donald, which means ruler of the world. The story of the largest food chain revolves around two brothers, Richard Dick McDonald's, born on February 16, 1909, and Maurice Mac McDonald's, born on November 26, 1902, in Hemisphere. In 1920, both brothers departed from California, where they began their business journey from a cinema house and a hot dog stand. Sadly, they burned out when the historic recession exploded in the world, which started in 1929 and ended in 1939. Fortunately, this downfall didn't stay for long. Eventually, in 1940, they started up once again. They opened a barbecue stand, which offered fast food in San Bernardino, California. Who knows that this would be the booming era of their destiny? Around that time, many people were running their businesses and introduced their special tastes and cooking styles. However, McDonald's introduced a new style to deliver food through waitresses with roller skates. But it was not a productive idea and ended up failing. The reason was, the customers had to wait for their orders for at least half an hour, and most of the time they received the wrong orders. However, their barbecue brought a shining fate for McDonald's brothers. As it grabbed the massive attention of the customer, both brothers realized that only 3 dishes were making great sales from the menu. They only wanted hamburgers, fries, and milkshakes. After 8 years, both brothers decided on an entire renovation of their restaurant. In this phase, they remodeled their kitchen, kicked out useless dishes from the menu, and focused on the lucrative dishes. Another addition was upgrading and renovating the cooking process into an assembly line. This eased the hecticness of bulk orders and helped them manage to get orders in 30 seconds. Due to the inefficiency of this drive-in idea, they began a walk-up counter. With it, they also brought a huge transformation in efficiency of their restaurant. They introduced disposable cutleries, dishes, and paper bags. The restaurant was booming and caught notable attention across the country. Ray Kroc reached out to them after 15 years. He was a salesman and persuaded them to franchise their McDonald's restaurant and helped them reach their first ever $1 billion in revenue. However, both brothers missed out on the massive profit. We'll get into this detail after telling you why both brothers were so ambitious and business-oriented. Their father, Patrick McDonald, was a manager at a shoe factory in Hemisphere. Both McDonald's brothers were not part of a well-off family. After 40 years, the shoe factory fired their father from the job due to old age without any perks. Both brothers worried about the family future and finally stepped out of their homes and continuously towards their desired lifestyles and financial independence. After graduating high school, they pledged that they'd be billionaires, at least millionaires, by the time they hit middle age. The missing wealth left a deep impact of poverty on both brothers. Now let's get back to their brotherly achievements. In 1953, they achieved the milestone of record-breaking sales of up to $300,000 per year. After a year, the McDonald brothers sold out 21 franchises and opened 9 restaurants. Now let's get back to the vile and negative character of McDonald's brothers' life, Ray Kroc. Let's take a look at his background. Ray served as an ambulance driver during the First World War. Post-war times, like many people, he held multiple jobs and finally moved to salesmanship, selling milkshake machines. Ray received the first big order of 8 milkshake machines from McDonald's. Each had a worth of $150, which was a big deal at the time. More and more restaurant owners across the country were opening up their wallets as the demand shot up, requesting similar milkshake machines that were delivered to the McDonald's brothers. This thing triggered his curiosity about McDonald's and wanted to explore the McDonald's restaurant in San Bernardino. In 1954, Ray Kroc visited McDonald's, where he saw people crowded outside the restaurant like a bee, or should I say bees on a beehive. When he looked into the kitchen, he had seen that it was reflecting an assembly line. He was surprised at how effective a system this was for them. There he met the McDonald brothers. First he praised the potential of the restaurant, as he was no stranger to the restaurant industry, but had never seen this level of influence and fame. In the meeting, he offered to franchise their restaurant. But Maurice McDonald replied to him after a brief silence, "Look at that huge white house with a white front porch. That is our home, and we love it. We sit in our porch in the evening and enjoy the sunset, and look down on our place here. It's peaceful. We don't want more problems in our life. We're in a state of enjoying our life. This is what we wanted." However, Mac McDonald was right, and if they stuck to their beliefs and decisions up to the point, this could rescue them from losing McDonald's restaurant. Let's see how Ray trapped McDonald's brothers. On the other hand, Richard was worried that franchising would be too much trouble, and asked who'd take responsibility for the business expansion. Prompting, Ray spoke up and asked, "What about me?" That time he went back to Chicago with an approved agreement from the brothers. Eventually he received permission and trust to open a franchise of their brand in the US. This accounted for 1.9% of total sales, from which 0.5% would be given to the McDonald's brothers. Each franchise would have the same infrastructure and carry the McDonald's name, which sounds very familiar. Another term was that he couldn't apply to his own choices and until it was approved in writing by the McDonald's brothers. Although Ray had diabetes and arthritis, he believed that something huge was on its way. Finally, in Des Plaines, he got the place to set up his franchises. But when construction was set to begin, he discovered issues in the infrastructure, resulting in choices and resolutions required. He ignored everything, used the middle ground, and built his first ever McDonald's franchise in 1955. He was quite ambitious with the project, thinking in terms of equality among the various positions there. He and the janitor both came to the franchise at the same time, he wrote in his biography. He even mopped the restrooms and helped the janitor in free time, without any shame. For the time being, he managed his expenses by selling the profitable and in-demand milkshake machines, waiting for his franchise to take off. He could take and taste success. In 1956, he inaugurated multiple McDonald's franchises, but ultimately was lacking cash resources. Banks were constantly warning him, and his loans were in jeopardy of crumbling. But his CFO, Harry J. Sonborn, highlighted that we're not here for a food business, we're here for running a real estate business. The reason for selling the hamburgers for 15 cents is that they are a great source of income. He proposed an idea for resolving all the financial issues. He said to him, "Why not start a company in which they'll purchase property and then sublease them to franchises?" Then in 1956, the McDonald's Franchise Realty Corporation started, and this idea boomed their business. In the end, they moved ahead towards more franchises. They believed in a slogan that was, "In business for yourself, not by yourself." Stop here for a moment. If you're enjoying our video, then please subscribe to our channel, Top Business Insights, as it'll encourage us to make more inspiring business videos for you. However, for Ray, it wasn't all that he wished for, as he wanted to finish this connection with the McDonald's brothers. He was eager to obtain the brand McDonald's. Both brothers demanded $2.7 million in cash and to hold on to their main restaurant in San Bernardino. They also asked for a half percentage of royalty on future McDonald's revenue. Did the deal go well? Was their venture into franchising successful? Don't let today's success create assumptions for you. Stay tuned. I don't want you to miss out why Ray was after the restaurant in San Bernardino. At the time, the main McDonald's restaurant was generating nearly $100,000 per annum. This created an obsession in Ray with the main McDonald's franchise, and this is why he wanted to occupy the massive income. Consequently, he started a McDonald's restaurant on the street and kicked them out of the McDonald's business perpetually. Let's unveil the most important part of the story. How can the biggest scam with McDonald's brothers have taken place? Ray accepted the McDonald's brothers deal, but on the condition that he wanted all royalty terms excluded from the contract, as according to him, this would create problems for his accounts. Eventually, both McDonald brothers were caught in Ray's trap. This is how Ray Kroc plundered their lifetime earnings and hard work, as they never got a single penny in their life out of that royalty. For instance, if we count the worth of this royalty money, it makes more than $100 million annually. On this transforming journey of his life, Ray expressed that if they had correctly played their cards, the royalties would make them incredibly wealthy. If you look at what's going on with today on McDonald's, there are over 36,000 McDonald's restaurants serving nearly 68 million customers daily. It is a huge accomplishment, to be honest. Burgers and fries are still selling and standing the test of time. This is how the creators of McDonald's lost their brand and left the lesson of the world. If you have any recommendations or thoughts, share them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.